There's Chaco Canyon, and the most prominent feature here is Fajada Butte, where the sun dagger is. So this is Chaco Canyon, and the most striking feature here in the center is Fajada Butte, which is home of the sun dagger, which is an archaeoastronomical and equinoctial calendar that was used by the Chacoans. Now, the most unique feature is that on top of Fajada Butte there is a signaling station that was used to signal to multiple buttes around the area, and they could signal as far as Chimney Rock near Pagosa Springs almost instantly, which I believe is over 80 kilometers, by lighting a fire on this butte, then one other one to the north and the east, and then Chimney Rock. So very advanced signaling by the Chacoans. So we're headed in. So we made it. After you drive for 20 miles on rough roads, inside Chaco, it's paved. So that's cool. Let's go inside. Pretty nice visitor center. Lots of models. And I think they're still building this out. None of the artifacts are in here yet. But we're gonna go see this in real life in just a minute here. This is Bonito. Yeah, actually this back wall is crushed by a landslide in 1941.
Oh wow.
So it'll be interesting, one of these high portions of the wall, to see that. Chetro Kettle. So we're on the first great house here in Chaco, Chetro Kettle. It's massive. And these are all still walls here. You can see it goes all the way out here to the front. This is all collapsed building. And it's massive. It comes all the way over here. And there is still some pretty impressive. Take a look at this. Look at that. I'm gonna go over there and investigate part of that section here. Pretty fantastic. Still a different angle here. This is a kiva, and you can kind of get to see some of the types of stonework going on in here. And there's a niche, original. This is the later style called McElmo, I think, which is the latest style, the last phase. So this is, Chaco Canyon is one of the most studied archaeological sites, I think, on the planet. And the reason the dating here is so good is because of the wood. There's still wood here from the original construction. And all the dendrochronology has been done. So they can date pretty specifically phases of construction. Now the miraculous thing is they can also use isotopic analysis to find out where these timbers came from. And these timbers were carried 50 kilometers or more from as far away. The majority of them came from the Chusca Mountains. And so that's pretty fantastic. The camera is panning too fast. You can see the construction and how they made a second floor. It didn't require wood that was that large. It's about 4 inches. And that would be the floor. It's amazing architecture here. Look at that. That is probably the entryway to the kiva here. It's one of the biggest kiva at Chaco.
See how tiny these are?
Oh yeah. Oh, check out this masonry. Looky here. Now that is Chaco. So more of these, rooms that maybe people lived in or they didn't, and tons of these small kivas here now. This one's figure 8, like an infinity. Ooh, more peekaboos into the interiors. Multi-level, subsurface.
It's a dungeon. Wow. It's a dungeon.
It's just a massive construction.
Drilled back and they had logs set in them and some people were living on the sides.
The shanties.
I don't know that there's really evidence of that here.
Well, look how perfect those are.
Oh yeah, look
Just
at that.
those two have definitely been like eroded from the top and scooped out the way that the other things do, but those two are
It's hard to tell sometimes.
So on the back wall here, you can see multiple phases of building and all the styles
I always forget the name of them.
of Chaco masonry.
But if I
This is the one with the chinks with the big blocks. And if we come up here,
So those were cliff dwelling people, so they had a whole cliff like this.
you can see that same masonry here. And watch the shift. Watch the shift. Right here. And bingo. Now you've got no more chinks, all small blocks with no mortar. And here you can see that all the small pieces on the bottom, the older construction, and then the newer phase with the bigger blocks with the chinks on top.
yeah,
Pictographs are painted and petroglyphs are carved.
Okay, cool.
So you see the guys that are doing this? Called those squatter man.
Yeah.
Because they actually resemble a plasma petroglyph
Look
that
at all
could
the
have
beams
appeared in the
sunken
sky. You find them
that have
all
been
over the
cut.
world.
And there's some other anthropomorphs up high, animals.
The cadence is so weird to my ear.
Yeah.
Like when I'm listening to the Navajo elder who talks about Chaco and Anasazi and
Could be
even
sharpening.
when he says Anasazi, I can't even replicate it.
Arrow shafts, or it could be ceremonial scrape marks. Because it's right next to the panel here. Right next to the petroglyph panel. Under the cliff here is a series of these small circular enclosures with walls inside of walls. Right next to this petroglyph panel and many other petroglyphs. Man, I don't know if I'm getting anything here, but this is just some petroglyphs over here. More beams. There's so many beams here. In fact, there are over 150,000 beams that have been carried here from as far as 80 kilometers away. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen?
No drag marks, which means you've got a lot of people doing slave labor.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Don't let them touch the ground, Jimmy. And there's also evidence of more construction all the way up the cliff here. There's these holes, these knock marks, which is indicative of putting more poles into the cliff here to build these structures higher. Could have been 3-4 stories here. Really interesting stone lintel here at the bottom of this opening. It's a step to get up and into there. Yep.
Area to do.
Right. Well, they used to say it was like, 40,000 people, and now they're like, no, there's like.
The serpent.
Oh, it was. It's really hard to see these.
Impossible with this glare. Hopefully I'm getting it. Oh, top left, big spiral.
Oh yeah, that was big. Oh, there's more over there.
Yeah. They won't let us get near them. So
Big.
it's almost like metate sideways, but they're sharpening something here on the side of the cliff here in large
So much
numbers.
over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It's all those knives for butchering.
And these are sandstone cliffs, so things would be getting sharp.
Yeah, it does. What is that?
There's like new versions of the Squatter Man over here.
These are deeply incised.
Why do you think that those blocky ones are? There's a squatter man in there, yeah? Right in the middle?
Some interesting squares and spirals and the sperm.
Looks like a boat. Set up on, what is it called? It's like a photography showcase kind of site. You know, you put up your own stuff, and then you can sell your photos on there. I have some stuff on there that I really like.
We got Squatter Man. I can't see if I'm revealing this. We've got more of the snake story, which could be Quetzalcoatl, and we've got Jacob's Ladder and the Crowfoot, maybe. Let's see if we can get that in there. All right, I know where that is.
It's not the same thing, so here's that one. And then
You can keep looking. I'm gonna take him to the car. What?
You should.
These are some of the most significant petroglyphs here, I believe.
Some people are really into this, but you know, you can come over by.
Man in there. That's a nice Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the Thunderbolts project stuff on YouTube?
yeah, actually, because of
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a note.
So,
Oh, yeah.
according to the brochure, this is bas relief, but it does
Everywhere
not
we go,
look
there's
that way.
always like some glyphs that are on a rock that's fallen over or whatever. You have to kind of figure out how it was originally oriented.
Yeah.
I seen this little
It's like this is how stupid archaeology is, right? Like, okay, if you go to, like I was telling him, if you go to, you should go to Bandelier. Okay, there's some Kawi dwellings all
Wow,
along
cool.
the cliff.
Yeah.
You can go in some of them, but ooh, hi, Mr. Raven.
Notice how the cliff's been worked?
I should go there.
They're a little backlit. It's just from the sun. I mean, my eyes.
I can probably fix it.
Can also come in at an angle. Not that back. Ooh, you get the ruins, some of the ruins behind you, and the rock fall. One more.
People who gotten pregnant or anything like that.
Right,
It's
right.
Just a feeling.
Well, that because that happens a lot when like.
Been like fucking half a mile out in the valley.
Yeah.
He doesn't give. Yeah.
Yeah, he's busy. I love falcons. His chest is pretty mottled, but it's gray and white, you know?
I think it's this way.
So this is Pueblo Bonito, the largest great house. And in 1941, this cliff collapsed, and these giant rocks crushed the back of the great house. And we're gonna walk around in the rock slide here. To give you an idea how big of this boulder is. So this is the rock slide in 1941.
I'll just show you something when you're done.
Okay.
You see where the wall was.
Here you can see where the rock slide has crushed the great house.
Is this all soot marks on these stones?
No, it's desert varnish, it's called.
Okay.
And we're about to go into this massive complex here called Pueblo Bonito, where we'll be able to go underground and inside. And we got a little bit of time here to explore this fantastic great house, one of the largest ones here at Chaco Canyon. And again, this continues all the way out as far as the eye can see here. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at an original wood lentil from 1,000 years ago that was carried probably 80 kilometers to get here. That's crazy. This is the Kiva complex where many of the ceremonies were happening. And this multi-story construction of epic proportion. Here you can see they're shoring up some of the walls. Clearly you can see a little slumping happening there. Oh yeah. Where does this go? It's like the Great Pyramids. One of the most studied archaeological sites in the world, with over 150,000 timbers being brought in from as far away as 50 miles away. How does that make you feel?
Doesn't make me feel anyway.
Holy macaroni, look at the size of this place. So this gives you an idea of some of the interior rooms, the multi-floors, and simply the expanse of the whole complex. Absolutely epic. This is like 1/4 of it you're looking at. Out onto a plaza. And the irony of it all is that the man who discovered this or helped excavate it was also murdered here and is also then buried here. And the Wetherill Cemetery is right up this trail. Pueblo Bonito. Let's do it. Watch your noggin.
I'm gonna take a picture first. Trying to get me going through, huh?
Some of the masonry here. There's a tour going on in here. Low ceilings.
Yeah.
Amazing. Ooh. This is a room you can just put a camera in. With all the original wood in there. Look at that. Dude. There's a corner niche.
Oh, looks like a hearth. Kind of, not really.
Yeah, this is like 3 stories, right? At least. Yeah.
Assuming this is the bottom. I'm sure they just dragged that in.
Again, there's, for one thing, people are not taller than 5.5 feet. Most of them are under 5 feet. So, you know, you'd be a giant. So you'd be bumping your head, nobody else would be.
Keep going through. We can just cut line.
No, we could just go past.
So these are unique features. These windows are equinoctial, and they're set up for the, not the solstice, the equinox. That the sun will come through here and illuminate the back wall, but only during the equinox.
Makes sense why it's the only window in a corner.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of content that we develop if those groups of people were
Oh yeah. You could get lost in here. Hey. Camera's panning too fast. Has a nice keyhole right here. Now I feel like I'm a little Mayan. Oh my gosh, it's dizzying. There's holes everywhere. There's wood everywhere. Leah's doing a dendrochronology class. Let's take a look in here. Oh, this is plastered. Still, oh wow. So this is what the ceilings. Look, you can see the original, wow, juniper up there. Really warm in this one. And nice and finished, so this is the way it would have been. I mean, pretty cozy. It's like a Motel 6.
Motel 6.
Yeah, this is a nice room. That room we were just in is an original intact room with the ceiling, wooden beams, walls, and doorway.
Oh, yeah, so there's the ceiling.
Built in 1082.
Shows Nick.
Incredible.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Well done.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, and yet even these.
And I still feel like everywhere else you find this style, the masonry is just so much sloppier.
Such a bonito pueblo.
I'm scratching too, as you
Are we hungry?